All right, y'all. April 16, part 2 of the electrical spiel. We got the Hero 9 camera that Rich bought. It's here, but I can't figure out how to open it up to put a battery in it, man. I don't want to take a screwdriver to it, so I'm gonna have to watch a video on how how to take video, how to put the battery in it, and all that kind of thing. And there wasn't an instruction manual with it. There was a whole bunch of stuff. I can't wait to show it to you. Crazy, man. The thing's got screens on the front and the back and a whole 9 yards. And the electrician was here. He came out for a while. He's coming back tomorrow. He's run our 220. He's also carried the two 110, 20 amp 110 circuits. Now he's got to run them back because I was junctioning here before we went that way, and he ran this all the way over here. And of course, this was my wire. He didn't have any wire with him. All of it. The 10 gauge and the 12 gauge was mine. And electricians are. Look at how much he left here, right? I mean, I'm leaving 6 inches. He left all this. Of course, now we came up a little short. We got these two light fixtures are wired, right? Ready to go. Over here to a switch, right? Power. Gonna have to jump power from here to the switch. Here to here. And here to the other switch, because this is our power in. This will be our line power. This will be our continuing line power to the rest of the light circuits. So a jumper here to this switch, power, jumper to here to carry on, and then a third jumper to the power for this switch that's going to run these lights that I don't have enough wire left for. Of course, I call my lumberjack hardware store, and they don't sell Romex by the foot. They sell just loose wire. And of course, I have a ton of this stuff here, right? The metal conduit, but that's 14 gauge. It's not 12 gauge. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. But the electrician says, he says you can do whatever you want after I'm gone, but I have to do everything by the code because he's licensed, and it'll affect his license if he doesn't. Let's turn the light on. Show you what he did here. I mean, we don't have to worry about code. I mean, as long as it's safe, because you see, he comes right through here. I never would have went that high. You know what I mean? I'd not have gone on I wouldn't have used that much. Because again, these licensed master electricians, and I'm not cutting the guy down. He's a great guy and he does great work, obviously. But he doesn't do residential electric. He does commercial, industrial electrical wiring. So these guys are used to using things in excess. You know what I mean? He did run the wires into the box. He put the cover back on so we can't see anything yet. Didn't put any breakers in yet. But the wires, I'm sure, are wound up in there. So there you go. Let's unplug the air compressor. Loosen our light up a little bit. So he's going to call me tonight. He didn't have any wire in his truck. I said, "Yeah, I know why. Because you guys steal it." And I think he took offense. I mean, up to that point, me and him were doing pretty well. I think he kind of took offense to it. He says, "Well, not everybody steals it. Some of it makes it back to the shop." I said, "Obviously not, because I couldn't get any." Another thing that's probably, I'm sure, is code is using these industrial electrical boxes. You have to use these little crazy little fittings, right? Right, like this here. Like this one right here, right, to tighten down. And it's to keep the wire from chafing, because when you knock those little holes out and run your wires through, all the ones I did don't have any of those. You know why? Because they didn't give me any of them with the conduit and with the boxes. Again, I'm not an electrician. I would have went to the store and bought plastic boxes. You don't need it for a plastic box. Obviously, residential wiring, right? All plastic boxes. You just stick the wires right through, right? You just stick the wire in. Well, I know what he's going to say. You know, you did all that, and as long as what I've touched is code and legal. But I'll tell you, I mean, it'd be easy enough. You'd have to pop at least one of these loose to be able to pull those wires out and put those fittings on. I counted, I think, 17 or 19 of them.
You know what that means. It's Polk's Jewelers.
Again, you'd have to remove some of these to give yourself some slack. This is solid copper wire. It doesn't move real easy, right? You can't just stuff it up out of there. All this stuff would have to be pulled loose. You know, I'm not willing to do that, to be honest. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, if I've got any of it here, a piece of heater hose, right? And I'll cut pieces about 1 inch long, cut it off, slice it, and I'll stick it over top and put a zip tie on. And that way, you know, it's protected by the rubber. That's as far as I'm going to go. This is our forever home. If it was vibrating or moving, okay, all right, I'd be concerned. You know, there could be some chafing, but it's an electrical wire. It doesn't move. There's nothing moving there. The only time it could cause any kind of trouble is when you wire nut stuff up and then stuff it back into the box to put the cover on or put the switch on or put the outlet in. That's the only movement. And then after that, it's never going to move again, right? It's not going to continue to rub back and forth and chafe. So what I'm going to do is probably cut a bunch of this stuff up, little 1 inch pieces, like I said, slice it, roll it around, put a zip tie, maybe even on either side, inside and outside, just so our ass is covered. And that's as far as I'm willing to go, because I can imagine in Joe Biden's America, each one of those little threaded with the nut on the inside of the box, I don't know, I'm sure they're clasps of some kind. I'm sure there's a name for it. I actually got a couple of little ones here that came with these light fixtures, you know, to put in here or whatever. Didn't realize it until it was too late. But that Romex won't go through that little hole. You'd have to. I don't think it'll go through there. You'd have to pull the wire out of the casing or the insulation. So whatever these things are called, I'm sure, like I said, in Joe Biden's America, those things are probably. They used to be 75 cents or $1.50. They're probably $3 a piece. Man, I ain't no. So we'll get her done. We'll get her going. He'll come tomorrow and finish off his portion. He's going to call me later to ask about material and stuff because he didn't have any. He wants I told him I want a 30 amp, 110 volt, 120 volt circuit to run to an external outlet. Waterproof outlet on the outside of the garage to plug the trailer in. Like I said before, in case Chuck comes over and wants to camp, he can plug his trailer in. He doesn't need to come in here and flip switches and breakers and all that kind of thing. He'll have full 30 amp service to look just like you would in an RV park. And he can run his AC or whatever he's going to do. And I'll have the same opportunity with the microwave, the coffee machine, if, you know, whatever. The kids want to come and camp, they can camp in the trailer right out in the yard here. So that's it for part 2. We're getting her done. It should be, you know, today's what, Tuesday? We should be done tomorrow. Done and done. Maybe me going around and putting more of these fixtures on outlets and switches and stuff, and trimming wire and putting jumpers on and all that kind of stuff. That might be something that doesn't get. Maybe he'll do that stuff for tomorrow too. I don't know. We'll see. But he's gonna. If he puts these things together, he's gonna want to put these things on because he's licensed, and it'll affect his license. So, you know, he can just do what he's got to, his part, what he's got to do, and then bail, and I can finish it from there. It was cool that they sent somebody out to help out. It did, obviously he did that while I was finishing up this other stuff. So cool. That's it for Old Cam for the 16th part 2. We're coming along, folks. It's coming along. We're almost there. We're this close to, once we get everything on, powering it all up. So hang in there. It'll get better. I'm a little sore. My back is a little sore, so I'm a little frustrated. But that's it. A little Let's Dance from David Bowie. Back to the high school reunion. Hang in there, y'all. I'm praying for you.